Hi, I'm Oliver. Welcome to today's book discussion. So, this is like my fifth try at trying to do a review about this book. Okay, so today I am talking about 2312, which is Kim Stanley Robinson's latest book. Now, confession number one. Kim Stanley Robinson is, if not my favorite author, one of my favorite authors. He always delivers something that is thrilling, entertaining, engaging, captivating, and smart and intelligent. Like it teaches you something. Like you come out of those books learning something and having to do an introspection. So I love that. All right, and it's a science fiction book. Kim Stanley Robinson is regarded as one of the best science fiction writer out there, rightfully so. So he specializes in two type of science fiction: speculative science fiction, which is about rewriting a past event and see how contemporary life would have turned out, like a big what if novel. For example, the Years of Rice and Salt is an example of speculative novel, like what would have happened if during the Crusade Islam had taken over Europe, etc. So that's one side, and otherwise it's what is referred to as hard science fiction. So it's not only about writing, well, mind you, always remember, science fiction is not about just writing about a story set into futuristic time. It's about being a commentary on today's society or something like that. So hard science fiction, which is what he specializes in, it has a lot of minutiae details about technology, physics, chemistry, biology, etc., etc. It's not just, the ship took those people from point A to point B. No. When you read a Kim Stanley Robinson novel, you know about what's in, how the engine works, what fuel they use, what's the speed of trust me. So I would say, if you've never read a Kim Stanley Robinson, either run to the bookstore or a used bookstore, whatever, if you still live in the Neanderthal ages, and buy one of them, or run to your Kobo / whatever e-reader you're using and download one of his books pronto. It's great, especially if you like things like Planet Earth. Remember the documentary Planet Earth, which was gorgeous, or any National Geographic documentary, or something on the Discovery Channel or Animal Planet, like one of those things where you sit down and you go, he can really wrap you in. So the book that Kim Stanley Robinson is best known for is the Mars trilogy. So right now I only have two. I loaned one to a friend of mine. So Red Mars, Green Mars, and Blue Mars. So if you've read those, you would have a easiness getting into 2312. It's set in the same universe, but it's not linked to any event that happened in the Mars trilogy. But you'll already know about the kind of writing that he does, and you'll already know about the different Terrans settlement throughout the solar system. If you haven't read the Mars trilogy, don't worry, it still takes the time to explain. And for someone who, seriously, the Mars trilogy is my favorite books. I'm gonna be doing reviews another time, but I don't feel like I can do it justice. Anyway, if you were already familiar, it's like a comfy blanket. You're like, oh yes, I remember that. Oh, see, I had forgotten about that. So it's still great. If you have loved the Mars trilogy, you'll love this. If you didn't like the Mars trilogy, I would still give it a try, because first of all, the storyline is very simple. It's a police investigation mystery novel. That's what it is. As simple as that. It's nothing more. Well, it's still very important, but it's not 5 gazillion intertwined storyline that woves a tapestry like the Mars trilogy. This is much more straightforward, and there's only 4 characters. If you've read the Mars trilogy, there's 100 characters. Only 4 characters in this one. including the main character, which is a woman, ka-ching, ka-ching, of Asian descent, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. So kudos for Mr. Robinson for doing that. As a feminist, like I said, he's a great feminist. He always writes accordingly. Now, I said it was a mystery novel. So what happens is that there is, in the universe that he created, a Terran settlement on the planet of Mercury. And that settlement, there's only one city, it's called Terminator, comes into a terrorist attack. So people are saved, but the city is destroyed. So the story is about who did this, why did they did it, and how did they do it. So those three questions need to be answered. I would say that the how did they do it, very smart, good, engaging, and made sense. Why did they do it? Not that clear, or quite a... I guess I know why, I just find it disappointing. And who did it is even more so disappointing. I was a little bit disappointed in that. So I would say that the novel is great from the beginning, the middle, and towards the end, the denouement, like really like the key that solves the problem, slightly unsatisfying. But then how it wraps up and the consequences of that wrapping up are interesting. But really, like the wrapping, really the key itself, man, it's the culprit or the perpetrator of the terrorist attack is found out, and it's frankly of not such consequence. So I was a little bit disappointed in that. Now, so the four characters are all engaging except for one. Because what happens is that character that is not very engaging is a young man who lives on Earth named Kiran, and so the main character, like I said, was a woman named, her name is Swan, by the way. So Swan comes to Earth, very randomly gets ambushed, very randomly gets threatened by that ambush. Then a man, Kiran, walks by, randomly saves her, and then she's like, want to move to Venus, and then he moves to Venus. So that plot, to me, that felt like I think that's the official name, a convenient plot twist. It's the author going, I need to have someone on Venus. Well, so the character is great, and once he's on Venus, he starts spying, so he's a spy, and it's very entertaining. And, once he's there, he has a purpose to the story, but how he get there to achieve this purpose is entirely random. So I was a little bit disappointed in that.